After helping 500 doctors achieve financial freedom, here are the top 5 reasons every doctor should have one online course. Welcome back. I'm Dr. Zoda. I run an education company called Digital Doctor where we help busy, overworked, underpaid doctors achieve financial freedom by selling what's in here. And here are the top 5 reasons after all of my coaching calls, after coaching over 500 students. Here are the top 5 reasons why every doctor should have one online course. The first reason is extra income. Most doctors are just tied down to trading their time for money, spending more time spinning their wheels like a cog in the machine just to make more money. Like, think for a second. When I was an emergency physician, the only way for me to make more was to work more. I had to do more shifts, I had to do locum, I had to do more paperwork. That was the only vehicle that I had in order to make more money. Now, what if I wanted to spend more time with my children? What if I wanted to spend more time with my family? What if I wanted to increase my income? I can't do that. It's capped out by the hours that I can work. We only have 24 hours in a day. And no matter how hard I worked, I was still making the same amount of money. Why is that the problem? It's because we're in the wrong vehicle. As Warren Buffett says, it doesn't matter how hard you row if you're in the wrong boat, right? It also doesn't matter how fast you climb if your ladder is pointing out the wrong way. And most doctors are just tied down to just one source of income. And because of that, it doesn't matter how hard we work. If it doesn't matter how hard we work, as long as we're trading our hours for dollars, as long as we're spinning the hamster wheel of trading our time for money, you'll always end up broke. As Warren Buffett says, if you can't find a way to generate income while you sleep, you'll always be poor. And that is one of the biggest risks that I see a lot of doctors make, because every doctor just is tied down to one income stream, which leads me to reason number 2, reducing your financial risk. Most doctors are tied down to just one income source. If you're a doctor, you're basically tied down to the hospital, to the clinic, to the private practice that you own, and no matter what you do, all your eggs are just in one basket. Now, it doesn't take a genius to think over the last few years, there were 44,000 jobless doctors. Most doctors that used to think that, oh my God, medicine is a very safe field, I'm guaranteed a career, it's a very secure line of work, all of them had their beliefs shattered during the flu in the past few years, right? More and more doctors are leaving their jobs, moving on to the digital world because they see an opportunity on the internet. And that is one of the biggest risks that every doctor can take, right? They're already hundreds of thousands of dollars a mountain in student loans, and they probably have a mortgage, they probably have children that they need to take care of, and if they're tied down to just one source of income, what if that income source goes away the next day? What if suddenly we're not getting any patients in our private clinic anymore, especially because of the flu going around? What if, our hospital decides to just lay off a bunch of doctors because they can no longer make ends meet? What if their medical insurance becomes a big headache and, once again, their job is on the line? What if you just don't have that income source coming in tomorrow? Just think about that for a second. What would happen to your family? What would happen to your mortgage? What would happen to your student loans? What would happen to your life and your career? If you just lose that one income source, if you put all your eggs in one basket, the moment it shatters, the moment it breaks, you're going to end up with nothing. And so that is the biggest risk that I see a lot of doctors make, because medicine is just not what it used to be. Let's just face it. Without an online course, doctors are tied down to just one income source. They're tied down trading their time for money. And on top of that, they're tied down to basically a very insecure, very risky financial career. And that's just on the logical side. On the emotional side, because you're tied down to just one income source, this leaves doctors stressed, overworked, underpaid. Imagine how that would show up to work, right? They would practice medicine not because they want to, but because they have to. And the energy that you provide to your patients, the energy that you provide to your colleagues is just not what they deserve, right? Because you practice medicine because you have to, not because you want to, you're going to end up miserable in the medical field. And that's just not the best way forward. Reason number 3, helping more people on a global scale. Look, most of us became physicians because ultimately we want to help more people using the expertise that we already have. But by trading our time for money, by spending more time working at the hospital or the clinic, the impact that we can have is limited to our flesh and bone, right? Time, we only have 24 hours in the day, right? Energy, we only have a certain amount of calories that we take in and expend every single day, right? And so when we're limited by the impact that we can only have in, say, in my emergency room, which is in my own city, in my own town, in my own city, in my own country, in my own, I'm limited by the hours that I work, and I'm limited on the local level. But what if there was a better way to generate more impact and also more income with the expertise that we already have? And that's by starting an online course, because expertise, medical advice, is very easy for us to give. We only need to say it once, we can set it and forget it, build it and forget it, build it and it sells infinite amount of copies over and over again without requiring any more time. Just look at this video for a second. It probably takes me like 15, 20 minutes to film this video just once, and it can be distributed across the galaxy, across the entire world, to people in America, to people in China, to people in underserved countries like India, Bangladesh. I can reach a global audience, helping more people with work that I just put in up front just once. Just think about that, because the internet does not sleep 24 hours in a day, 365, Christmas, Thanksgiving. It does not take any vacation. It does not take any holidays. The internet does not sleep. And this is generating impact as well as income even when I sleep, and reaching a global audience, including underserved countries like China, India, Bangladesh, and so on and so forth. Reason number 4, it's more fun and you get more time. So look, 88% of doctors report being completely burnt out, and over half of the doctors, 50% of doctors, report never recommending medicine to their children or their future children. Look, in fact, spending more time at the hospital or the clinic, in fact, let's face it, you probably spend more time at the hospital or the clinic compared to your family. You probably spend more time working night shifts, working at the hospital, working at the clinic, than watching your child's baseball game, than watching your daughter's dance recital. That's just not the life that I personally want to live. Look, understand, variety is the spice of life. And without any creative outlets, without serving people on a global scale, without removing ourselves, stepping away, cutting back on our clinical hours, stepping away from the hospital a bit, and having something that's exciting to look forward to, spending more time with the people that we love, traveling the world, spending time with our kids, and without that work-life balance, your family will suffer, your mental health will suffer, and you will eventually burn out. Without a creative outlet, without spending time with your family and your loved ones, you will suffer, and because of that, your patients will also suffer. That's just not the best use of your time, and that's just not the best use of your life. Reason number 3, more freedom and more happiness. With one fully automated online course, you can choose what you want to do with your life. You can spend time with your loved ones, travel the world, like I am right now. I'll share with you my personal story. By growing my online course from 0 to 7 figures in under 12 months, my family is better off. I'm able to retire my parents. I'm able to spend more time with the people that I care about, my loved ones, right? I'm able to pay off my mortgage. I'm able to pay off my student loans. And that's all by starting my online course, growing from 0 to 7 figures in under 12 months. In fact, I broke my first $10,000 per month and replaced my clinical income in just the first 90 days. Look, maybe for you, your goals are just to replace your clinical income. Or maybe your goals are just to cut back on your clinical hours, spend more time with your children, right? It doesn't take too long to replace your clinical income. Just think about it for a second. Let's say you're making $10,000 per month of earned income from your job as a physician, like I was, right? That's $10,000 per month. All you really need is just 5 students paying you $2,000, and you'll completely replace your clinical income. Anyone can do that, right? That's around 1 student per week. 5 students paying you $2,000, that would effectively replace your clinical income $10,000 per month, right? Or maybe your goals are a bit more ambitious. You want to become a millionaire by the end of this year, right? Let's break down the math. $1 million, that's $83,000 per month. $83,000 per month. If you're selling a course that's only $2,000, that's just 40 students. 40 students per month, right? Anyone can do that. That's just more than 1 student every single day, right? And I personally achieved that in my first 12 months in business, and I can show you how to do the same. It doesn't take too much work, and it doesn't take too much effort to surpass your clinical income by selling what's in here. Ultimately, the great thing about building your online course is that you don't have to give up your own career, and you can build this on the side even while you're serving on the front lines of healthcare. You can actually build this on the side. You don't have to give up medicine. You can cut back on your clinical hours and just spend 2 to 3 hours each week building this course. In fact, I'm sure you've seen probably one of my testimonials with Dr. Mai, who's an eye doctor that's helping children overcome progressive myopia. And he was able to build this out on the side, right? He already had a private practice with 40, 50 people, staff, and he already had a newborn child coming on the way, right? So he has an entire family to take care of. And instead of watching Netflix and wasting his time watching sports games, he was able to build this online course that helped him generate $60,000 in 60 days. And you can watch his testimonial on my YouTube channel. And all it really took was 2 to 3 hours each week. Think about the time that you spend cooking. Think about the time that you spend commuting to work. Think about the time that you spend watching Netflix or wasting your time maybe watching memes or on social media. If you just gave up 3 hours Each week, I guarantee that you can generate passive income that can replace your clinical income at least $10,000 per month within the first 90 days. To my YouTube channel, look at the students that I've helped over the years, and let's find a way to package the expertise that you already have, that you already went through years and years of schooling to accumulate, and share it with the rest of the world. Help more people on a global scale. Join my mission to decentralize and democratize medical education and help more people without sacrificing more of your time, more of your mental health, and more of your family, and more of your freedom, right? Let me tell you this basic fact. I truly believe that every doctor is one online course away from the time freedom, the location freedom, and the financial freedom that you deserve. So please find this video valuable. I make these videos because there's a lot of overworked, underpaid doctors, and I don't want you to be one of them because I was there myself. If you like these videos, subscribe and hit the like button. Leave me a comment, so I always value your feedback on what I can do to make these videos better because I make these videos to serve you.